there's certain times in your life that you remember when, something horrible happened. Who Shot JR? That summer, we all remembered and talked about, who do you think it is? And it has to be this person. Everyone had an opinion, but you actually knew and told no one. How did you manage that?
Well, the story right before that was the writers were in the writers' room, and they all sit around and they try to figure out storylines, etc. But when it came to the end of that particular season, they didn't know what to do. So they were like, what the hell are we going to do to end this season? And one of the writers said, why don't we just shoot the bastard? And they thought, oh, why not? That's a good idea. Let's do it. And that's how it was. It was not supposed to be a big thing. And they just thought it was a great idea. And it was like, oh, great. And then it was such a great idea that everybody on the cast and the crew, because they didn't want anyone to know, we all shot Larry with a gun. And I had a water gun and blah, blah, blah. We were just silly actors playing around. But everybody, cast and crew, shot him. So that if somebody went out and went, oh, I know who shot him, blah, 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 it would be wrong. So anyway, they gave me they didn't give me a script. They gave me what they wanted me to say. They said, you're going in the recording booth, and this is what you're going to say. And so I went by myself, trotted into the recording studio booth. It was a booth. And I said, Kristen, it was you who shot JR. And if you see it again, anybody on the show sees it again, it was done in voiceover. And I was not on camera. Kristen was on camera. And that's how it was revealed. So I didn't think much about it until the explosion in the world happened. And was like, oh my God, I know who did it. And couldn't tell anybody. So because it kept going on and on and on, and that summer was horrible. My kids they didn't want to be with me. My kids, I mean, if we went to the market to get bread or anyway, some milk, they would say, oh my God, every 5 feet with the cart, people would stop and say, oh, I know you get asked this all the time, but who shot JR? And I would just be like, oh my God. It was just on and on. But it was a fun summer.